Well, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Deb Sofield, and you're listening to my weekly podcast series called Encouragement for Your Life. Most of you know I'm a national speaker, trainer, and coach. I like to say I help people find their voice and learn to use it. I'm also a conference speaker on the topics of public speaking, presentation skills, how to deal with the media, and crisis communication. I've got a number of other presentations on my website if you'd like to check those out. If your organization has an upcoming conference and you need a keynote speaker, I hope you'll reach out at debsofield.com. I would love to be a part. I've got a number of great books on the market. My best-selling book, Speak Without Fear. My book, Perfecting Your Platform. Both of those are on Amazon and Audible if you like to listen to books. And my series, Encouragement for Your Life, which is a compilation of these podcasts, they're available on Amazon, volumes 1 through 3. Just go into Amazon, type in my name, Deb Sofield, all my books will appear. I've got a great theme for today, and I'm calling it Give It a Try, Whispered the Heart. I'm Deb Sofield. Thanks for joining me. Stay tuned. I'll be right back after the break. So I really like my theme today, and it comes from the quote that says, "It's impossible," said pride. "It's risky," said experience. "It's pointless," said reason. Give it a try, whispered the heart. Give it a try, whispered the heart. I love that. I love the heart, the one muscle that you must use to keep strong when everything else seems to be falling apart. At the center of your body is the heart that beats and keeps the whole body in motion. Call me crazy, but I believe your body hears everything you say about it. That's why it's important that you learn to love yourself and be comfortable with who you are and how you are, your best self. Listen, it's not that you can't improve your health or well-being, but keeping your heart healthy and strong will hold you in good times and bad, success and failure, happiness and tears. You know, we're always told to guard our heart or it will break. To that I say, of course, in your lifetime, you're going to have heartbreak, but it doesn't mean it's broken. It may just be still for a while until it heals or has a reason to beat again with joy. And by the way, keeping your heart closed off from others might cause you some of the most damaging tears to your heart if you're not careful. Friend, guard your heart from those who don't value it, but don't lock it away, or it might atrophy, or worse, stop. Stop loving, stop giving, heaven forbid. Stop living your best life ever, or whatever you're called to do in this lifetime. Friend, you've got to keep your heart open. It might bring you unspeakable joy, even through the tears sometimes. I'm not sure who came up with a quote, but it's a keeper in my book. Our world and environment says, "It's impossible, Deb. It's risky, Deb. It's pointless, Deb." To which my response is, well, hey, let's try. Really, what's the worst that can happen? Really, what is the worst that can happen? Something good could happen. And you know what? I'm willing to bet those odds. Dear listener, what are you up against these days? What issue has distracted you from your goal? Remember the goal that you set? What problem seems so large that you have come to a stop or simply a fork in the road and you don't know which road to take? I have to ask, do you feel defeated because you listened to the mindless chatter of others who say it can't be done? Or are you listening to the voice in your head that says, sister, it is impossible or risky or pointless? Remember, being challenged in life is inevitable. Being defeated is optional. Great quote from Roger Crawford. As a listener, you know I often talk about turning off the voices in your head that say discouraging things to you and replacing those negative words with words of affirmation, or by the use of auto-suggestion, meaning that you've got a go-to phrase that can redirect you back to your path. Hey, it could be a phrase, a song, a verse, a word, a promise, something that you hold on to in good times and bad, or whenever you need to put yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, or spiritually back on track. I got to say, what I find interesting is sometimes it's not your head that says these things, but those who you respect or hold in high esteem, who might offhandedly say something that causes you to doubt your direction or goals. We all know that friends and family often do not encourage us like we wish they would. And frankly, it's hard and discouraging when those who are supposed to be the ones who are our cheerleaders, they don't really give us the affirmation that we could do it against all odds. So friends, hear me. Stop listening to others and learn to listen to your heart when it whispers, give it a try. Hey, that's why you have a heart. You do know that your heart will not lead you astray. The desires of your heart are your true being, your true self, your core desires. Friend, be careful your path forward is the right and true and honest and fair path. So years later, you're going to be proud to say that you walked the line. You came through the fire. You flew on the wings of eagles and came joyfully to the end. All right, so back to my question. What do you want to do? Where do you want to go? How do you want to be remembered? And now you've got to make movement towards those ideas, big and small, as soon as you can, so you can start on your plan for personal success. I've got to remind you again, stop listening to the naysayers who will harp that it's impossible and your pride will be hurt. Listen, for most of us, it's pride that gets us in more trouble than it's worth. So when we are prideful and that we are now stuck in fear because we're afraid of being ridiculed or called a failure, you will at some point come to a stop. And friend, if you're not going forward, you are not making progress. Mark Twain said, temper is what gets most of us in trouble. Pride is what keeps us there. Please be careful when others remind you of your failures. They will say, it's risky. Why should you try again? To which, frankly, you should reply, that experience born out of failure? Hey, just because you failed once, A, doesn't make you a failure. B, only means you might need to find a new way. And C, listen, not trying? Well, that is the only failure. Remember, don't fear failure so much that you refuse to try new things. The saddest summary of life contains 3 descriptions: could have, might have, and should have. My favorite quote's from Margaret Chase Smith, 67, when she announced she was going to run for President of the United States. She said this, when people keep telling you that you can't do a thing, you just kind of like to try it. Woman after my own heart. Now, I don't know about you, but probably the worst thing someone could say to me is that my work is pointless. Believe it or not, some of my reasonable friends ask me why did I do a radio show for so long and why do I even do podcast? They say, Deb, it's pointless because it doesn't really build your business. I don't sell many more books. I don't get many more speaking engagements from the shows. And listen, they say, you will never meet your listeners. Now, my friends are business people. They question my return on investment. To them, spending the time writing and producing a show, and at one point when I had guests and then crafting the blog post, that's a lot of work, and on the outside it seems pointless. To them, this is not a reasonable use of my time, but it is to me. Hey, when I started at the radio station teaching public speaking skills, but soon realized that most of my listeners were writing me asking for more life living skills, hey, I care about my community, I care about my friends, and I want to do this work. And frankly, it makes me happy. And although I can't put a number on my ROI, I'm happy enough with the emails and comments that I do receive for doing this. So, as I say to them, I will continue because I can. And frankly, I don't worry about the impossible of the risky or the reason. You want to know why? Because I listen to my heart, and I hope I always will. No need to whisper to me. My heart speaks out loud, and I listen. You know, yours speaks out loud also. I hope you're listening. It's impossible, said pride. It's risky, said experience. It's pointless, said reason. Ah, dear listener, give it a try, whispered the heart. And once again, Deb loves this theme because a lot of people have opinions for our lives. But they're not us. They don't know what makes us tick, what gets us up in the morning, what brings us joy. And they're well-meaning, but they don't know me. I mean, they think they do, but they only see it as business. Whereas me, I actually see it as a ministry and as a friendly thing to do. So here it is. Friends, I appreciate you listening week in, week out. It means a lot to me. But here's what I'd like you to do. I want you to stay with me. Join me next week. Let's continue this journey so we can work towards a better day. And remember, Deb doesn't care what the world says about you. I want you to know that I care about you. And I care about you because I believe you can do big things. And friend, that only happens when you give it a try. Not only whispering your heart, but your mind, your brain, and who you are at your core. Because I know you can do big things. All right. Thanks for joining me. Take care, and I hope you'll join me next week. Have a good one, everybody.